We're now going to roll right into an update, our software development update by Nate Davis. Nate, there you are.
Good afternoon. Can everybody hear me okay? So we started in Chicago doing a software engineering update. This is not meant to replace the update that Mark Costers does on the member meeting Friday, but really just to focus predominantly on the high-level software projects that are underway, because the last few meetings there's been incredible interest with regards to what ARIN's engineering team has been working on. So I'm going to go through that for this meeting. All right, some of the things I'm going to cover. I'm going to cover what the projects that have been completed since the last meeting, since Chicago, initiatives to be deployed. So as we look forward to the next meeting, what we're anticipating actually getting done, what influences the prioritization process within engineering, because I know folks are always curious how things get done and what are the determining factors in work getting completed within engineering. And then lastly, talk a little bit about project prioritization. So projects that we've completed since ARIN 33, we've completed shared ticketing, signing of ARIN's 4 DNS zones, agreements associated with organizations, DNSSEC improvements, transfer processing improvements, specifically 8.3 transfers, transfers from one organization to another within region. And then lastly, some user interface improvements, specifically in the payment processing area. If you will note that each of the items that are marked with an asterisk are those items that have actually been suggested by the community that ARIN work on. So you can see that there's been a significant amount of work since Chicago that we've been able to implement since that time. So what are we looking forward to doing in the first quarter of 2015? So we've got to continue working on transfer requests. We had anticipated that we'd have transfer requests done by the end of this year. Transfer requests are very complicated, so it's taken us a little bit more time to get those done, but we're still planning to get those done early in 2015. We're also going to add links to Whois query responses. If you recall, years ago, ARIN used to, if you did conducted a Whois query and the address block was actually outside of the ARIN region, we would take you to that RIR's Whois. We lost that functionality when we did some upgrades with implementing ARIN Online. We're going to restore that functionality in early 2015. We're also going to change the Whois output for certain /8 records. What this is in the cases of certain /8s where there is a DS or DA record available, we'll actually provide those results. Lastly, or not lastly, but we are also going to work on deploying 2-factor authentication for access to all of our systems, kind of uplift the security around them. We haven't had any real issues, but it is something that's been requested by the community, and given the environment that's happening around the world with some of the security problems, it's probably a good thing that we go ahead and move forward on that. And then lastly, begin development for SWIP Easy. So SWIP Easy is an interesting concept. We have, for organizations that are small and have a few number of SWIP records to actually manage, they can go into ARIN Online and actually manage those records because they don't have a huge number of records. And then at the other end, if you have a huge number of SWIP records to manage, you can actually programmatically do those through our REST services. The problem is we really have nothing in between that that fits a large majority or significant number of the community. So we're going to look at ways to automate that and make that easier for folks in the community to actually use ARIN Online to manage their SWIP records. So what are the things that influence what engineering works on? Well, here's a list of them. I'm not going to go through all of them. But as you can see, there's a number of factors that sort of feed into the pool of considerations that we make when we're trying to evaluate the projects that we work on. It's not a exact science. We have to weight a number of items at any given time and have discussions not only among staff, but senior management, sometimes the board, to gain guidance and clarity on what we should be working on. So the board met in August and went through and created, and it is now available, the 2015-16 strategic plan, and it's available online on ARIN's website if you're interested. In that, there's some specific items that pertain to the software development work that ARIN pursues. And you can see from here, there's three specific guiding factors that the board has indicated to ARIN staff as we look at project objectives for 2015-16. Please consider these factors as guidance in our prioritization process. And I am done unless folks have any questions.
Microphones are open for questions. We do have policy right after this. Okay, thank you, Nate.
Thank you.